When?
As soon as I return on Monday, I'll be calling her.
Okay, good. Would it be okay if we helped you out with that? Right?
Yes.
Just a little bit? Alright, good.
I did have something that you said the other day. I did write that down. Okay.
So you're
That's
calling her, it's an outgoing call.
outgoing call.
So, and would it be alright if all of us assisted, and are you all willing to?
Oh my God,
Okay.
this is a great one.
This is a really tough one. It's,
Do you wanna, Vernell, take your first stab at it, or do you want us to say anything yet? You wanna think about it for 1 second here?
Well, you're-
Just, I'm gonna suggest you should maybe just shoot from the heart and
Yeah.
give your empathy. Are you looking for, what do you?
what she wrote, I think.
I did write down
Yeah.
something.
Oh, you wrote
to-
down an idea about how you can be with her, what empathy you can give her, oh, great.
I something like I can understand how critical this, this situation is for you right now.
How does that land for you? I can understand how critical this situation is for you.
This financial situation, however you wanna
Yeah.
frame it.
Yes, this-
How distressing,
Uh-huh.
different
Put some words out
words
here.
out here, distressing.
Critical, distressing. Okay. And I can understand.
Well, I fully understand, 'cause she
Okay.
does. She's been on it, she's been working with her,
for about a month.
Yeah, I fully understand.
Right.
Yeah, I just say that I can fully understand.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So I wrote it over here, I was gonna write yours in here, but that one works for you?
It does work for me. 'Cause I
Okay.
can fully understand.
Alright.
I'm gonna email y'all after. I'm gonna
Oh,
email
would you?
everyone afterwards.
Yeah.
Let you know what the outcome was.
And then you wanna be able to pretty much get right to the news, right?
Yes.
I wanna let you know that I have fully exhausted the avenues I have available to me. Could that soften it a bit? Because it still leaves other possible avenues that somebody else could.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, that, available to me. And,
I,
yeah,
I know this must come as bad news,
Uh-huh.
or
this is the final empathy here?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Again, it would be something about understanding the impact, because this is
Yeah.
where I understand your feelings, and what I'm looking here is the example here says, I know this will be a significant expense to you, so
Uh-huh.
there's this second statement in the example in the book is really about, I get that
Uh-huh.
this fact means this
Uh-huh.
to you, so,
Yeah,
this must
like
be
in here.
this must be disappointing, or I know this probably is disappointing.
Let's watch
It's
her, we wanna watch her physiology to see what's gonna work for her, cause we're here helping her.
I'm just coming up with ideas.
No, that's great, that's great.
Good. And I cannot redirect her. I actually.
Uh-huh. Well, stay with this. Is there something here that Amber just said that was helpful to you that you wanna take home?
Well, Heather, I can fully understand how critical this may be for you, and I have exhausted all avenues I have available to me.
Okay, and then.
And then the last part, it just needs to be
Did you hear-
basically like I.
Did you hear what she said?
What did she say, Amber?
This was really good. This was really good. Can you say it once again? This must come as,
Oh, this
Yeah.
must,
Oh,
this,
the
yeah,
bad
this
news?
must really, this must be very disappointing, or,
Like,
I don't know if
Yeah.
I was throwing things out.
Yeah.
This must be disappointing, or I understand, that this must be disappointing, or something like that.
Yeah.
You've already used I understand, so I was
Right.
trying to avoid using it again. I know this must be
disappointing news for you to hear right now.
disappointing news for you to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the redirect does sound something like what I can do for you, right? And,
Whenever possible.
whenever possible, right. So,
That's why I say this one's a really tough one.
It
Um,
is. 'Cause
you know-
I actually called the state that she lives in. I had her apply for medical assistance there to even see if they would
Uh-huh.
could try to assist her, and they won't even cover the charges because it wasn't pre-authorized for her to be seen in the state of Maryland.
I have
So they did approve her.
it's not, it doesn't work in this situation, but it might give you some ideas. So, take a much lighter situation, but the same kind of thing where something is denied, again, because it's either a pre-existing condition, or it's, in this case, the home warranties, we cover systems and appliances and things within the home, that's the thing. So, someone calls, they're upset because they've had this huge plumbing problem, and the tech goes out there and determines that the issue is outside the perimeter of the home, so it's not covered. Okay, so that's the bad news.
Bad news.
I understand you're disappointed by the denial of your claim. The warranty does not cover plumbing outside the foundation of the home, and I know you didn't expect to have to cover these costs. That's the statement that I had. And then the redirect, this is for salespeople, remember, the good news is that that the home warranty does protect you for plumbing issues that occur within your home. So if anything happens in the future within the perimeter of your home, it will be covered.
Yeah.
So we kind of redirect to what
For the
what
future.
is happening,
What is
Okay.
covered?
what is covered, versus, even though I cannot help them with that issue at all,
She's getting something.
I can let her know if her insurance is pre-authorized. It's pre-auth for us to see her using her medical assistance.
There you go. So
then
the good news
we will
is
cover
that
even though she can't
everything
use
that
her.
you're pre-authorized for will be covered, and we're real happy to assist you in that way. So there you go. You got something you can say that's positive for the future.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, thank you. That's
Thank
helpful.
you.
So one of the most important things to remember about the Bad News Burger, and thank you so much for your help on this, Amber, you were a lifesaver. Just to remember, this is a replacement for a tragic phrase. And we make our lives more difficult, even if if we don't use this, we can make our lives more difficult. This can be, the whole thing can get us out of a lot of paper bags. You have a question about that?
No, I'm just
Okay.
thinking about how when you respond to somebody this way, they're thankful.
Yeah.
She's gonna know that you've done everything you can. She's gonna be thankful to you for your efforts, and she's gonna walk away with a good impression of who you are as a person, of your the organization for which you work, and all of that.
Yeah, that's great.
This just works so well.
It is, it is a really helpful tool.
Do you want me to help you with that?
No, it's okay, thank you. Let's get this down. Let's go just a little bit more into detail. We've got, my timer ran out, so I don't know how much more time we have.
I have just 3 or 4 minutes
Okay,
That's
so
what I have
that's
left.
fine.
in here.
So, let's talk about how this shows up, and how we might use the burger with directive and supportive behaviors, because they're coming at us with a lot of emotion, and actually Amber already covered a lot of that, and this is not that. Is it? No. Oh, here we go. Good. So, you know what? You already asked all these questions, so I think the most important thing is just to remember that the person is in their onion. I was going to draw the onion, but they're in the middle of their onion with the issue. And that's really our job, is to find the space in us that can respond to the stimulus coming at us. And the stimulus looks like, right, either if you take it to the extremes,
Right.
and which Amber really did really, really nicely. And the larger the extreme, the more challenging it can be for us, yeah? So I think that's really the most important thing there.
Yeah.
And how to respond with that, because you actually did a really great job with that, and I think let's surpass and go right to the rambling one, and let's talk about how we might handle somebody who rambles. So thinking about your own situation, like who'd be willing to read this?
I will.
Thank you.
No, she's not. Your throat's not feeling well, so it's hard. Consider the following wording when working with a customer who speaks at length, repeating information, or digressing. Match your tone to his directive or supportive style. Excuse me for interrupting. May I ask you a few questions so that I can help you with this right away? Pause for response. May I please have your name? Pause for response. Ms. Gladstone, I can. Mr. Bookman, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'd like to make a few calls today to get some answers for you and get back to you by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Is that okay? These are results-oriented people. Martin, I apologize for interrupting. I just want to be sure I understand what you've said so far. Paraphrase, here's what I'll do for you today.
Okay, so, Cheryl, think about that. When we are in this situation and they're calling and we don't even get a chance, so this doesn't go 20 seconds, not 60 seconds, we're way down the line, and we're trying to figure out how am I going to intervene here because this person is rambling. The first thing that they suggest here is, let's not call them a rambler. Let's try not to label the situation and let's just, observe the behavior.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
would you stop rambling, please? Get to the point.
That's exactly right. What do you think about this piece? Match your tone to his or her directive or supportive style. What do you think about that?
Makes sense.
Are you likely to do that?
With practice.
Yeah, with practice. Exactly. So that is one of those things that does require us to be fairly conscious about the response that we give, actually matching our tone. Because if we happen to be a highly supportive person and somebody's coming at us really directively, it might be sort of a if anybody in here happens to be a very supportive person, you might go really calm and let somebody speak a lot. But could you imagine actually interrupting somebody and redirecting them to the benefit of your interrupting them? Explaining why you're interrupting them.
I can.
Could you see that if you're seeing how this goes? Excuse me for interrupting. May I ask a few questions so that I can help you with this right away? May I please have your name? So you're starting to, and then here they explain the benefit. I'd like to make a few calls today to be able to get back to you. They're starting, you have to, when you're interrupting, you're actually, you kind of want to give them a little bit of a benefit as to why you're interrupting them. So how does that land for you?
Lands
Does it
pretty.
seem like something that you could do?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, especially when you were talking about your willingness before to take control of the conversation. So that was really great. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally, please turn to page 133 and just talk about what does it take to create the bond of loyalty. Loyalty, please understand, is not logical. It doesn't make sense on a balance sheet. It is an emotion that one feels to want to come back again and again, and this is the experience we're wanting to engender in the customer. And the quote here, when a customer complains with emotion, it is our ability to listen and demonstrate respect and accountability that creates an emotional bond of loyalty. So remembering that 95% of the people will stay if you respond well, and 68% if you do not respond well, and if you respond with indifference, will do what? Leave. Yes, leave. And then, and especially when we have an opportunity, when there's difficulty, when there's been some kind of that's not up there anymore. But so if there's difficulty, you get a chance to, this is relationship building, but actually you can, and then also use these skills to restore the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things that are really important here. What stands out for you so far in the last part of what we just spoke about? Anybody want to make sure to remember anything in particular about this section?
For me, the big part here is the delivering bad news to
Yeah.
work on really taking some scenarios that we deal with and writing down my personal responses to those just to practice with to help me deal with it.
Yes.
Me too.
Definitely. Because I try to exhaust every mean possible before I deliver bad news so that I won't have to deliver it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. None of us
Yeah.
likes to, but this is a way that helps us do it soberly and cleanly, and helps redirect and keep everybody as whole as possible. Okay, good, thank you for your attention.
Woohoo!